Good afternoon, everyone. This is Mrs. Vine from Lincoln West School of Global Studies. Today I'm going to be going over the basics of email etiquette. So this year we are doing our classes remotely, and emailing your teachers is going to be the best way to communicate with them during this time. So I'm going to go over how to get to your Gmail so that you can send an email to any of your teachers. So if you want to email a specific teacher, you need to know their first and their last name. So all of the accounts that we have with Global Studies follow the same pattern. It's the first name dot last name at LW Global Studies. So it's set up just like your student account is set up. So if I look here, I might want to email my Transition to Advanced Math 10 teacher, who is Mrs. Vine. And if you need any idea on how to spell their name, you can click on the People tab in your class, and you can see your teacher's first name and their last name. So I know that to email Mrs. Vine, I will have to use lisa.vine@lwglobalstudies.org. So now to actually email her, I am going to click in the upper right hand corner the little grid of circles, which are my Google apps, and I'm going to click on the Gmail app. That's going to take you to my Gmail, which looks very messy right now. I am under a different student's name. So your Gmail is really important. You get a bunch of notifications from Classroom. You might be getting emails from your teachers. So you want to make sure you're checking your email at least twice a day. Once in the morning and once in the afternoon or the evening. I check mine constantly. So now if I want to go ahead and email someone, I'm going to go in the left-hand corner and click on the Compose button. So compose means that we are going to write something to someone. So now I have a new tab that just popped up, and there's some important information we need to talk about with emailing. So the first line we have here is the to line. So this is where you're going to put the email address of the teacher or classmate, whoever it is. You're going to put their email address here. So I said Mrs. Vine's email is lisa.vine@lwglobalstudies.org. Once you email someone a few times, it will remember that email address for you. So eventually, as soon as you start typing Lisa, it's going to suggest Lisa Vine as someone that you are emailing. Now you might notice that there is this CC and BCC option. So these you probably will not use as students, but these allow you to include additional recipients for the email. So even though it's not directly to them, it might be an email that they would want to see. So maybe if I'm emailing Mrs. Vine, I might want Dr. Javier to also see the email. So it's not to Dr. Javier, but she might want to see the email that Mrs. Vine is getting. So that's the CC option. If you choose BCC, that means you are doing something similar with Dr. Javier, but no one will be able to see that it was sent to that person. So like secret.person@lwglobalstudies.org. So BCC means like blind, like you can't see that it's being sent to that person. CC means that it's someone would want to see the email, but it's not directly to them. And then 2 is that's the person who the email is to. Now, maybe you want to email Mrs. Vine and Miss Reggie. So I would also be able to put Mrs. Reggie's email, nora.reggie@lwglobalstudies.org. So I have 2 people that are getting this email, and then I am CCing Dr. Javier on it because I think it's something that she would want to see. Now, subject is another important thing for your emails. Subject does not mean your entire message. The subject is like a short phrase or summary of what your email is going to be about. So if I'm a student that's struggling with my Khan Academy assignments, I would want to label my subject as Khan Academy help. So my email is going to be about how I need help with Khan Academy. You might be sending an email about a grade for your quiz, like quiz number 1 grade. So you want your subject to be something that is short and to the point for your email. So I'm going to keep doing this Khan Academy help as my example. So now below, this is where you're actually going to put your message content. So you always want to start your email with a greeting. So you want to say like, hello, Mrs. Vine, or maybe we want to say good afternoon, Mrs. Vine, or what else? Dear Mrs. Vine. Whatever it is, you want to include a greeting. So, hello, Mrs. Vine. Then you want to do 2 spaces, and then this is where you'll actually be able to type your message. So, I am struggling with my Khan Academy problems for this week about scientific notation. Can we meet and work one-on-one tomorrow? So this is a little bit of info about why I'm emailing and a potential solution or action item for my teacher. So my issue is that I was struggling with my Khan Academy, and then I'm asking, can you help me? Do not email your teacher saying, just help. You need to give your teacher as much information about your issue or whatever it might be when you email them. This isn't really like texting where you're going to be going back and forth. So I am struggling with my Khan Academy problems. Can we meet and work one-on-one tomorrow? So that is going to be my message. I'm going to hit a couple more spaces and include my closing. So a lot of the times, if you are asking something, you would want your closing to be like, thank you, and then you would put your name. Or, I'm sorry, I'm Jen Global here. So this is like the basics for composing your email. There are also some things you can do with it, such as changing around the format. So if you wanted to change the font, the size of the text, if you want to bold things, all of those options you can do in your email, just like you could in like a Google Doc. You can also attach a file. So this will bring up some of the files that you have saved to your computer that you can attach. So maybe I would attach this this PDF that I wanted to show her. You can also link to different websites if you click on the insert link. This is a little bit complicated, but you would put the URL to the link here. So if I wanted to link her to this classroom, I would paste that here, and then I can change what that reads as, Google Classroom link. So if I click OK, it's going to insert a link into my email for someone to click on. I don't know if any of you would necessarily be doing that, but just in case. There's also an option to insert emojis. You can insert files using your Google Drive. So a lot of you save things to Google Drive, so you can go through there to attach files as well. There's an option for inserting a photo. So you can insert a photo by uploading it from your computer, or if you have the URL for the photo, you can paste that here. There's also some other options you don't really need to worry too much about, like your confidential mode, turning that on and off, you don't need to worry about, and you don't need to worry about having a signature. A signature just automatically populates what your name is at the end of your email. So you don't need to have that. There's also some more options. You don't really need to check on these at all. These are just the basics we're going over. And you can also discard this email, like the draft of it. So once your email is all set to go, you will go down here to the blue button, and you can either send the email right away, so you could click the blue send button, or if you click on the arrow, you can say when you want it to be sent. So like, do I really want to send this email at 1 in the morning? Maybe I should just have it send at 8 in the morning, which is a little more professional. So those are your two options for sending. So once you click on send, it's going to be sent to the people that you put here. I'm going to remove Dr. Javier just because she doesn't want to get that. So now that message has been sent. You can find your sent messages if you click over here on the left. You click sent. It's going to show that I sent a message to Mrs. Vine and Miss Reggie titled Khan Academy Help, and you can click on it and see the actual message that you had sent. Once an email is sent, it's out there. You can't do much about it. So try to get into the habit of sending your teachers emails rather than leaving comments on everything. Sending emails is going to be an essential skill for you guys now and throughout your entire life. So make sure that you get into the practice of that. Make sure you're using your Global Studies email, and try out sending an email to your teacher after you watch this video. Just make sure to be professional in your writing. We'll share out an infographic that goes back over some of the details I just mentioned, and also some examples for you to look at about the best way to email people. If you have any questions, let me know. My email is lisa.vine@lwglobalstudies.org. Thank you very much for watching. Have a good day.